This is it, my friends. This is it. Turtle Rock has returned with a new game. Evolve was not the end. Evolve was not really the beginning. It was kind of like the best point in my entire career. But there's a new game, Back 4 Blood. I've been so pumped for this. They dropped gameplay last night. We get to play it next week. Get excited. Smash that like button if you're ready for Turtle Rock Studios to revive our senses and deliver us another cooperative, crazy shooter. This looks like Left 4 Dead meets Evolve, and you'll see why in a second. Check this out. Cannot wait to play and see so much more next week. Literally been waiting for this for years. You know, it's been far too long that Evolve has sat somber and sleeping, and I hope one day we get an Evolve 2, but remember, that IP was bought back by 2K, so we aren't going to get it from the same people. But Turtle Rock, the boys and girls that delivered my favorite game of the generation, are bringing the heat. And when I say heat, hold my phone. You ready for this? Does that not remind you of Goliath emerging from the underground? Look at this, a big beastie. You gotta fend off the zombies, and you have to make sure that you deal with the super elites, right? We got the mega characters moving through, and look at this AI. I'm telling you, they took tech from Evolve and merged it with what they learned and their chops from Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. I mean, if it was just Left 4 Dead, I'd be smitten. I love those games, but the fact that I can tell they're mixing, like, elements is going to be good, right? Some of these infected are going to bear a lot of resemblance to Left 4 Dead. That is obvious, but there's going to be new tweaks here, and I think that's what I'm so excited for. Which ways does this game feel like a true evolutionary step? I'm fine if the structure, the foundation, is Left 4 Dead. Like, I'm down. I'm freaking down. I'm down for 360 era game design to come back. I think we got too big, too bloated, too overindulgent, and too goofy in games as a service style in the PS4 and Xbox One era. So I'm fine with the return to form, and this looks like a return to form. You can see the particle effects. The game is going to look glorious, and we ready. Coming back on the 17th of December, and we get to play it then. They've already said, Zachariah, you are one of us. It comes out in June, which is a long ways away, but I can't believe we get to play it in a week. I'm literally just beyond hyped. I'm beyond excited. This is going to be so freaking good. There's also a trailer that might show a little bit more, so let's take a peek at that as well. Let's give it a little look. A lot of blood, but, you know, that's what this game is about. And can you tell, like, I didn't know if we'd be able to tell, but there are Evolve elements, which had me so excited. They say there's competitive and cooperative, so I'm interested to see how that all works out. Parasitic problems. I will say the zombies look a little generic. I thought maybe they'd have a little more panache to them, a little more pizzazz. But I guess we're not on Sheer, we're on Earth, so that makes sense. 4 characters, hopefully a lot of personality. Primed and ripe for DLC with new characters. And I know, let's not even talk about DLC, goodness gracious. Do you remember what happened when they announced Behemoth? Like, everybody went bananas. They're like, $15 for a monster. Cancel this game. When in reality, Behemoth was like the best thing that ever happened. Molotovs. I do like the Spider Spitter, as I'm gonna so lovingly call her. She's coming up in a second right here. So I'm gonna be diving deep into this game. We're talking, you know, guides for all the characters, all the movesets, and I bet you get to play as the zombies as well. I bet that's where the competitive comes in. So I cannot wait to make monster-style videos for these maniacs. But I like this goo ball. It locks you in place. Probably also does, I don't know if it does damage or just slows, but I'm guessing there's some sort of negative status effect, plus you're slowed. What's interesting to me most of all in this combat is how quick this guy goes down. This guy seems like a tank, but he's actually, I think, just an evolved boomer. He bursts very quick, and in the gameplay demo, like the one we just saw, he actually goes down in just a couple of shots. This guy reminds me of an oversized charger, but what's interesting is that he is not the biggest bad, because we do see him in the gameplay, and he's like a medium size. So the Spider Spitter and the modified Boomer are kind of like the small super infected. And then you've got, we'll go back to the gameplay, and then you've got the Giant Charger, who seems to be a medium tier infected. It's kind of like stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3 in my head. I don't know if they think of it this way or if I'm just crazy, Evolve obsessed. And then the big guy is kind of like the stage 3 monster. So what I'm curious about here, and we don't have all the details, you can see you can pick up that axe. Melee weapons, obviously, safe houses, projectile weapons. But it seems like the big monster is going to be chasing you. I don't know throughout the entire level or how easy that's going to be to kill off. You see that the big monster does get the kill on one of the teammates, and I'm assuming they're going to respawn, but I don't know the process and the procedure of how you're going to do it. Remember, in Left 4 Dead, you had to unlock them in a closet or a door somewhere, as opposed to in Evolve, they drop from a dropship. How are they going to return to battle in this game? I assume that they will. I don't think it's going to be one and done. Okay, so there is, again, one of the infected that is kind of like the small stage 1 infected. This guy, similarly, because even though he's big, he goes down quick, and I love that big doesn't necessarily mean the badness. It just means, like, you got a lot to tango with. We're going to be dancing and prancing and romancing even. I love this guy. I mean, I'm ready to, you know, get a little intimate with that big beast. But I'm curious to see the structure of these levels. You know, they call it a co-op campaign, and we know that Evolve struggled a lot because it didn't have enough content. The longevity was there in terms of multiplayer, but people did not feel like the package was worthy of the price point. That was a big issue, and then the DLC, you know, rubbed people the wrong way, charging more. If Evolve comes out today, nobody cares. Battle passes are all the rage. People love spending money, but back then, it was a problem. Again, there's a mid-tier infected, that large charger. He takes a little bit more health, and he has a weak point. I wonder if the mid-tier enemies, the special infected, will all have weak points. It looks like the big boy does have weak points as well, but will he follow you through the whole level? Remember that Left 4 Dead, kind of, you had some infected following you. Occasionally, you have a tank, but it kind of culminated in a big standoff, right? A big battle where you would have to prep, plan, and then defend. I wonder if this game is going to culminate in a similar, you know, climax, or if it is going to be more of an escape type thing where you have to make it through the level while being pursued by a big bad. I wonder if the big bads, I assume there's multiple big bads, and I assume they will be procedurally generated in terms of who attacks you, you know, which one. I hope that they, you know, there was a tank, and that was the only terror that really got you going in Left 4 Dead. I hope that this big guy that we see, that I'm going to call Goliath Jr., actually, it might be Goliath's brother, or even Goliath's dad. He does seem pretty big. Did you see that? Wait, go back. Hold on. It said he's out there. Wait, hang on. Take a peek at this. Let's see. Wait, oh, there it is. He's out there. Why me? Huh. I wonder what the lore of this game is. Anyways, I hope that there's going to be multiple big dudes that can follow you. And honestly, I would prefer if it was an elongated chase escape versus a standoff. Standoffs are fun, but they're a little prototypical. I think an elongated chase would feel a lot more like Evolve. And I do wonder if, in the competitive mode, if there is a, like, 4v1 where you get to play as the big guy, and maybe it's sort of like, remember that Evolve mode where you could, you had, like, little baby Goliaths that would run out, and it was kind of more of a fully fleshed out mode. It was not the one that became popular, obviously. It was not the main hunt. It wasn't even arena. But I wonder if in their multiplayer, their competitive space, if you do sort of function similar to that, where, hey, you play as the big, you get to throw out the littles. Or if it's going to be more of a 4v4 Left 4 Dead 2 style game where you get to play as the different infected, and you're trying to stymie and stifle the progress of the human players. They're doubly human, because they're actually human and they're also human. There's so much to reveal, and I hope that December 17th gives us a better idea of the structure, but I'm just freaking pumped, because these developers are my favorites. They've done so much good work with Evolve. They're such fun people to talk to learn from, to hear from. I'm so sad it's a pandemic, so I can't go see them and play the game in person, but it's going to be so exciting to check this out together on the 17th. I really feel, and I could be wrong, but I really feel like this is going to have more Evolve than it seems. You know, everyone's saying, oh, Left 4 Dead is back, and absolutely, that is where this game definitely, you know, finds its pocket. But I think you're going to experience things from Evolve, and that's great for us, that's great for me and you, and I'm just super, super stoked that it's gonna be here. When they said the release date, I was like, okay, next June, that makes sense. The pandemic, it was supposed to, well, it wasn't really supposed to come out anytime. I expected it to be shown off at E3, but then, you know, obviously there are delays, so June, I was like, June, that makes sense. But playing it next week, it's going to be perfect. So smash that like button if you're excited. Let me know what your take is in the comment down below. Are you excited for Back 4 Blood? Do you see some of the Evolve elements I've discussed? And are you ready for those videos next week? I got you covered. Until that time, thanks again, everybody. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart out there. Drink so much all. Until next time, I love you a lot. Bring back my beautiful, monstrous bad guys. Cannot wait to play them. I hope there's a little bit of both in that alpha, but we'll have to wait and see. Until then, thanks again, everybody. See you all later.